Sikang Bayala ukmamen sin katma Sanduru Malaysia Shamila Shampang Reda jingi Ikloy bandia Lindo sad Bangin jongi Hilong Lord Kari Ishot Paklan Jong Kabalang Nung syarai jangi pilo Warino kusmen yangi kupa Nangip din yangi Menjan syukwa Yapi kupa Hadonut nirikindo Archbishop jong kabalang nung syarai jungi pino warino kuswet yang ikupa nang ibdin yangi menjan syukpa yak hikupa hadonut imrikendo yak hikupa
late Archbishop Dominic Jala. He was born in Meghalaya on the 12th of July 1951. I was an altar boy when Archbishop was ordained in the year 1977.
He was the third among the first three boys, followed by four girls. The youngest boy brings the rear in the family. His mother was quiet and soft-spoken Maria Hina Jala Karbhi. His father was Marius Lane Karumnoid, the best-known man a household name in the entire undivided parish of Meghalaya. Young Dominic had his lower primary schooling in Sacred Heart Boys LP School. He joined Class 7 in Savio Juniorate in 1963. He had one double promotion in Savio Juniorate. He did his pre-university and made his first profession on 24th May 1969.
After his first profession, he studied philosophy and BA Honours in Salesian College, Sonada, Darjeeling, North Bengal University. The batch of Brother Dominic Jala was the first to appear for the honours examination, and Brother Dominic Jala came out a gold medalist. After Regency in Don Bosco School, Tura, July 1972 to May 1974, Brother Dominic was also sent to Pune to study in Jnana Deepa, the Pontifical Institute of the Jesuits. He and his companions had been there for about a year when the superiors withdrew them and sent them to do the rest of their theological studies in Christu Jyoti College, Bangalore.
I was an altar boy when Archbishop was ordained in the year 1977.
His first posting after his priestly ordination in November 1977 was to Don Bosco Media as Prefect of Studies. He remained there till July 1980.
He was sent in July 1980 to Rome, where he studied liturgy under the most stringent and most demanding but the best of masters. Late Bishop Vincent Kimpat of Joy had this to say about Father Dominic Jala's doctoral defense. It was extremely good. I have never seen the like of it. Such was the scholar's competence and erudition. After his return from Rome, he taught theology in Sacred Heart Theological College, Meghalaya, from August 1985 to January 1989. From February 1989 to August 1990, he was rector of St. Anthony's College, while continuing teaching in Sacred Heart College.
He became the vice provincial from 1990 to 1993, and that was the same year where I became the Salesians. From that time, we were very close to each other, and we share a lot. And I do share a lot with him as a young cleric. In 1996, when he became the provincial, I too had a privilege to make the final profession in his hand. From then on, I was in the theologate, and theologate too, he followed me, guided me, accompanied me till the day of my ordination.
He was rector of Don Bosco Technical School, Shillong in June 1993 to January 1996. He was appointed provincial of the United Province of Guwahati in the beginning of 1996.
His appointment as Archbishop of Shillong was announced on 22nd December 1999, and he was ordained on 2nd April 2000 at the age of 49. He was the Bishop of the Great Jubilee of the New Millennium.
I remember Archbishop Dominic not only as a friend, but then also as a man whom God chose to lead the Archdiocese and in a certain way also the Northeast into the new millennium. He was a pastor of the new millennium. And as soon as he came into office, he started working very energetically. He called for the Archdiocesan Assembly, which produced the vision statement for the Archdiocese. That vision statement was actually his flagship, his program of his life as a pastor in the Archdiocese.
During those years, till his death, I found him a fine gentleman and a very intelligent person. Then I would remember also the time that I was doing theology at Sacred Heart College when I did my paper with him. He would not say this sentence is wrong or this idea is wrong, but he would say, well, you can do it the other way about. You can change, you can rework. That was Archbishop Dominic.
Archbishop Dominic Jala was chairman of the Northeast India Regional Bishops' Conference from 2012 to 2019, CBCI chairman of the Commission for Liturgy for a number of years. At the time of death, he was secretary of the International Committee for English Liturgy. In fact, he was in the United States to attend a meeting of that committee in New York that his master called him to eternal life on 10th October 2019 near Wilbur Springs, Colusa County, CA, USA in a major car accident. Towards the end of 2016, he was appointed Apostolic Administrator of the Diocese of Nongstoin after Bishop Victor Lyngkhuh had been transferred to Juai. During the tenure of office, he opened 14 parishes. Perhaps the most significant event of his episcopacy was the creation of the dioceses of Nongstoin and Juai in April 2006.
His preference for the poor. After he had assumed office in 2000, Archbishop Dominic invited two priests to accompany him on a visit to Kadhor.
Kibun kiding seneng kamtam in lawan pai kumtu kidon kipor ba ieid lenti nang nia in lawan pai ki thai no kandong in ya thu ba ikhana jongka untuk ki breu sakitu ki thai dem kumnu ka jeng ba ki kandu jeng pang jeng stom kilti ke sengkien dia halor kum kita ki bat idu ai nuksa kal along kum kan nuksa ba ka jeng seneng kamtam ba ngi de ban so ngo yo blai bang yo agani ka jeng im ka ba hang ni bang ka ba suk ka ba san nai ngi biang na dong hadong kat ba ki don bagi breu ken ban yo tang ka jas kan tien ru long ka ba e kan ka jeng im ka ba kordet hadu ka ta ti nakta ka jeng wan jong i ka jeng kendu jong i ki breu i wan hayeng i ai kan kusai ong barabor pide bandan ka masim so lem kam tam ki baduk ki temen ki kro kam tam ki ba kam tam mo ka ba ki brio ki salia ban pe ne ki wat ju kan tat ko mi kita namar ba kum ta kan mar ngi ro ha ka wei ka sngi ngim tip na ka jeng long brio ni dan la temen la da dan ba pet me to kata mo kata ka jeng tu khana jong i kata ka jeng wan kon te ka jeng seneng ka barabor ka ba i ayanga iki kun siu jonga ka ba inawan ba barabor ngi de banunya hakal ti ka hop maka jeng sisya yim dei belindet yo blai ki barok khoi ha kinu ki kam ki barit ngi ba yu takada ko inawan ki kun hadu mentar la kalian asmo ko ba indan ba in seneng in kraw ya kini ki kun jonga ki kun siu jonga kam tam ki badang dei ha ka age de ka age jong ki ka ba ki don kam ha ki ru ki long jan ba ya i namar ba inang be seneng kat kum kani gajuk ba mentah hoi tengah ngam dadan kam ra ban ong kum tam maki hi ki lawan ba madang kat khu se ngi madang alinya thu tang he phi kini ki stikerat jongi ki kata ka ni ka jingkhlad no sendet jong i ong ni ka pen pangnut adu wa adu mta kini kon ksil jongan ki ong ni ngin khang no bat kan mo ngin ya telok ngin ya thu ka bade ka hakin ja jing im na ka jing im sim kan ka ba ngi .com e ka jing kersan sim na ki ni ngasu ong man miet sngi ndanga adu mta ngasu ong wal ada kim dal to nang pet ma phi dan barabor ma ki ta ki jing ayu ki jing sneng jing kan tu jong i ngapai i dan ka sim ya sha kata ko de ka wei ka ba kata bahaya ka ba ngakwa bah mangan penbut e ka jing long jong i ka jing sha i dan ka i sha i let i wan ho don jing knyum don jing thai Đó ông to do bà đang quan trong thạch nó thì lạ quan cũng năm nay em nghĩ em cái này bật thay bà nghĩ đem trong thạch.
One of the last villages, if not the very last, that Archbishop Dominic visited was Rasong in the parish of Jongsha on 24th March 2019 to bless their newly built chapel. It is a very tough walk down and a tougher walk up, Bishop, someone had explained. I know, said the Archbishop. I want to visit them. They are poor people. From his own resources, he helped a number of nurse students or college students who would otherwise have been compelled to discontinue their studies. Barit, his last driver, was staying with his family in 1 or 2 rooms in the Social Service Center building below the Archbishop's house.
Tidak mengapa isu ai kublai only sub bishop untuk proses ketua klimat bangalik drop ini kedai kesim ketua tidak kedup yang buat tidak peni pau peni terkadang kesin kadur kemat jong i keba bapla bah tapi keba kamu sunang la ban batai mo di bat hajuk opor tidak keren melung bahaya yang ada kebong bangan sangan pai kam kloi barip merbak dan kiwe bagi program ke banga haban dep na sabar chung kanika state na nimo kunta mo tedin na tadaw yong yang apa dep ya kai kamram ke ba phide ban dep nam ta ka jingbon kambangi se ha kapor bangan dalon pai manga udan por ban lele kan lele ka tai ri ni de ban yai be jikmat habe de nam ta kanika kam jung i ban hap litorisha notice mo ngilet notice klem sedang to kadan ke meeting di program pinistai.
मेरा नाम मुन्ना राय है और बिशप को घर में काम करता है। यहाँ से जब काम करता जब जितना 10 साल हो गया मेरा काम करने वाला तो यहाँ में तो बिशप तो अच्छा खासा बात करता था मेरे साथ में भी और नौकर लोग का साथ में भी अच्छा व्यवहार था। अब बिशप गुजर जाने में तो थोड़ा तकलीफ होता है लेकिन अभी तो मतलब चल रहा है कोई सूरत हम लोग लेकिन जब बिशप का रूम कमरा कभी कभी सफा करने के टाइम में तो हफ्ता में 2 बार आओ बोलता था बिशप तो और रूम का चाबी एनी टाइम छोड़ के जाता था तो अपना मर्जी जब मर्जी हम लोग सफा करता था रूम लेकिन अभी तो क्या कर सकता अभी चला गया उसके लिए तो हम लोग अफसोस हैं जो ऐसा अचानक चला गया.
The best is at the end, dulcis in fundo. This is a Latin idiom. The literal meaning of it is wine is sweeter at the bottom. It means the best is at the end. Archbishop Dominic Jala was strong in Latin also. Very many of the good things about Archbishop Dominic Jala have been mentioned in the narrative at the beginning. And in the long list of condolence messages and tributes, 3 qualities or rather 3 aspects of his character should not be missed.
I start kata-kata đây, hanya kejeng surit. Kata kejeng surit jong i, indawan hayang, dan penkrea macam anu sama. Dan penkrea ban bam yang dia ujuk selai, buat dah kedabor ni yang selai keti berkat. Kawai ke bang asngo bang akan mau kejeng ja kabah kakat kandai dari Ogos ada kat kandai. Kadai kesengidap SNEM ba khlad ipa jongi lai pupras SNEM. Ida pun kerpang yang bagi ban kenthe dong armut menginye lek thang memeti selum tetep ipa. Namar ihap lek jeng lek sesenom tu. Dia Ogos platip hi unyut polum jeng tep udan teki kidan ki beriu kidang senai kaya mani polum jeng tep. Tu driver jong i baret unya kali tinggi lek stai. Tiang inda yun na po yang tay ti ong khilipan ulang kanang tay ni ong bangin ya ni pat nang ya pan kuat ti bar charut mati jot mar poliot ka henyo inda lawan ula to lang kai sim to ulang kana to nakati dong baret iti hi ong ani ko badang ong ani kinyo i briot kin ong ni no mo i bishop wa na balay nangin le rai ni de ban pati bang ni nang bangin tray kini ki jai kamar khoj mde tang ba ngin chu le suk ban chu ayu ni dia kata bala ngapet mo ilong im UTP im long im khen đây là đi im chu order ngi le kan ni le katai i ong ban ap ampi yang tu su le hi ni wa ta ba tu ba yu ko tu ba jing long jong i Yang em pi badang ni wo pin lek ma pi tum tu ka ban ong ka tien jong itu la phut to unyut bat wut bisa katakan ja khat khana caru Ogos tieng ya shwa ban lek sport lum jing tem ya dan ti katut ko di ka ba ni nga kan mau sa idan we so barit bangyari hang ni po yang ita bet tip kumna ili wo eta ka kedap jonga mi Islam ten dalam tun di lawan syau mi ban lum jing tep te ông tây lịch nọ thì bệnh ni ông balik thì kita trong ping ông ngatip ini sâu thì wo tập ka baniat na naka tisim na ngai ông ngang lata naka dawai ka dan dawai khati ai mong ai sâu rit mo đã lệch thì ông cũng ni ông em kini berkhoi ki jing daj marat ai ki sen ai je kata po pas ha ai mo ki ngibat nang batai tu hin men ông ha po pas chưa thang do ta pas chưa ka dan ai baret nayat yang ini jadi wat kata pastor namar ngai la dir ngam tip hai kadon namar ka long bi yang a ko unong chong snong la da ngam tip kata ka pastor institute hai kam dan ngong em lei ra em ya ngar ko ban pet namar la da ngadon kam ban ya lam briu la sai ngi tu ngan tip ndup batai hang nu kadon ni gidong e poi hang tai kin phi dala poi hang tai ki briu la ilngo em balau wan I bishop terangkat ngin rong hang tu po pastor institute tu ko jaka biki ai injek sau ki dan ki banang ni na snong jongi hi ki bai dan batreng tai nga lang pan itu ya ki ngon ong badang on pi itu ikini yang wa balai ikran keten pumuri balai yang am itu ai ini di ta ni ngong nga pi dangkan mau sa ma dia takan ngong nga ni kum na pila syong lai pila syong ai wadu mta pimpat tip pimpat yang kata kan mengaku bangan wan bangan pet dala dia hai kata kapat institute yo dan ki padar ki berda dai kasni ke ba khadu mah takamut itu imhun raman cu asngau ni ki beri ida ku adik pet dala dia kan dia kata ni la so bi ong em pi ba dang juli le la mo .com se le hi em ni takin dawan kum tu layat kum tu asa ni sapo pelau la takasni dapat kani kayeng kasam barok kawai tip seno bi man pet khadu te ipet yong ni ngai na tanai masuk saat smart ha ban chong ni kawai ka kamera ka ba I tu khana pa di kapor ba ki dang rit badang yarit mangi kan kani kawai kamera kumno mi yasong namar ipa jongi yatu kalama I kumno ipa jongi pe itrishtom ipan kha khandiat kayeng mangi yasong sa kan ti ai luksa bangiru ngi de ban trishtom kan ya kani ka bala penyang kamati me pa ngi de ban trishtom ban penek ban pensa de ban pendu
ngeritang iba wanira phang ni hayeng bishop ngam de full time staff re ngadon katukan ni kijing shem chapang jonga ai ke banga shem hai ke ban yai pensakan mau nga kidon kendiat kali kiba ngan yai kan mau I shisha ke beningkong ke de rukom bread ikinyut jong ibu la ke jong ke jaka bread nyut ibu kuwe kesenduk kon ke ba ibret di kisnap dawai ba kidawai ki bamdon kamshu but ibu kuwi ka kho ka ba ibret di kikon dan kuwi ka erbait ke berim ha ka ba ibret di ki battery but kitiar electronics kini ki earphones ba impendon kamshu kuwi ka plastik ba ibret di ki plastik but kuwi ka dustbin ka badon jing tap ha ka ba ibret ya ki snap card ki snap so kwi ki baput kloi ngalaju ong bishop de ki wan shim nyut ki bread be kum tu bishop kem ju shim la ka jong hindre yai le be kum ta kini shisha ka pen ngawe nga ba wala da ki we kim but ya kata kanusa hindre ma I pendep la ka kamram I pensuk ya ki we tada ki dong kam ki Kubahari long ibro bes ngurit tan aku ke puar hapur ba ngalai menirap keliang dia ki perda kamera jo mai ishim ki jan ipin khuit lang ye ki jing khangit bat ngi ngai bishop nai le yang pen ban sele yu ngalai ki kam na jong Ngapun kuat ya ke kamera la jong. Kakta engi nomor ba in ngi kum ki beriu berit long bandan balik ki bahe tu kakta mu. Kebalai kedai ba ilong systematic but organize ba. Kadang kui ke table kawai ka conference table ha kamera jong i. Ha ka baman ka syuki ka cakasyong idan ibu la ka jong kari. Hakaway ka syuki hak ibu ka kamjong ka room kapaday bat ka room hakaway ibu kaday jong Germany kaway baday jong USA di imjutray ya ka kamjong ka baday bat Germany imjutray ha tu ka tibul ka baday bela bentak kaduk kata ba laban sutu be inum klet la DAP ai ke ka ba ide bande ipendap la ka kapram kui haswa be in le by next year nga kali I Bishop la no pinwan yo nga nganwan pai khan real terek Andre ngan persang banwan klo jong ban pai klo ka ta sya ka dayai pen kan mau ngam tien cho la cho ban kun ye ka ting sngo la jong.
His simplicity. Many people took exception to the fact that Archbishop Dominic loved to go about in simple priestly dress. May it be said that they took offense at that, so much so that they could not rise to the occasion of greeting him as Archbishop because he was
Tania de ila pong ki ayuman. Dai la wan biang ni kali kan balik pinju pong kariam bishop. Ki beriu apa office ai ki ong balai ihmen dong ki imju pong kajan bishop. Tiang ong ani katang tim ong am da kali tin dewan sayeng da keren ni pi ki ong mi isong khia mi isong dor kum ta bishop. Ki ong ni ngan don por hi bangan riam I ong pitip tukar riam lu kadai ka ba kimdei ki tuki gan pelut kai ka pisa ki tuki riam ki ben ngabu tang ka wei ka bangan don kam bangan an phong ha ka por ma nya kan du yo pa ba khoi nya ki meeting ki ba ide ban phong kita ngim tip mo tuka jeng imroniam joki hang no ki de ban mo ki habit joki begin phong ti on la da kila tieng kila salia mo yo nga kwa ni nga kwa bangan ngan lum ngan tray ya ke nam takini ki ayu ngan ya kinong kondong rengkat begitu kiriam ki ni ki beriu ken tieng ken ayu mo yo nga kwa ba ki beriu ken tur ken long ken wan mo ken ya kendu namar ba nga habang tray na kumanta ki pa ublay te kita ki beriu ki bakaran ai ki mat nang karan pensaya ki ong ta ong ta ong pensaya ki.
Dominic was near the end of a 5-day tour of the Khat Archnong region. The Archbishop was on his way to Kshad to bless there the next morning the first concrete chapel of the Khat Archnong region. Babu Dalman not recognized. The Archbishop took her hand and said, "Kublai." The old woman almost missed a breath to find that the Archbishop was only a man. "Oh, Bishop Pleng, kumu brodo." "Ah."
He was such a man that he never made much of that. He was a man who was very intelligent, profound intelligence, profound learning, and yet he was a man who was also, as the papers used to say at the time of his death, a man who was also profoundly humble. Archbishop Dominic impressed people in many ways, not only as a man who was profoundly deep in learning, but then also who was profoundly connected to people's lives. In fact, Archbishop Dominic was very close to his people. Whenever he heard someone was in the hospital, it was surprising that even when he was far away, out of station, he would either make it a point to reach the hospital just to say a little prayer for those people, or ask someone to visit them people on certain occasions, certain days. That was Archbishop Dominic, a man who was very close to his people. In fact, after he died, many people very close to them, and they in turn very close to him.
People missing him. A young schoolgirl wrote in the register, "I miss you, Your Grace." The mammoth crowd that turned out on 23rd from all over the Archdiocese and outside, their reverent and patient wait till the end was love in action. Several groups walked either their whole way or part of it to and from the cathedral in order not to create traffic congestions. Their orderly behavior spoke volumes about their love for the Archbishop. 23rd was market day in Marbisu Maungap. Non-Catholic vendors were very unhappy that most people had gone for the funeral and that there were very few buyers. 1st December 2019 was the day of the annual meet of the Catholic women of the Archdiocese at Mawsynram. Very many people bought, as if compulsively, frames of the Archbishop and took them to priests to be blessed. Again at Umjong Umden Parish, 15th March 2020, it was the annual convention of the women of the parish. People rushed to buy frames of the Archbishop. One mother was very sad when she did not have enough money for one. How very happy and grateful she became when another helped put what she did not have. "The Archbishop will bless you," she said.
To try and I he ke jing jathaj bam jikut baga jing shai bam jikut kan tin shan he in jathaj ke jing suk. Amen.
And as he come, he'll bless all of us. I wish